All right, there it is, guys. Second time doing this. There you go. This is the second time shooting this, and I tell you what, it looks amazing. I'll tell you which kind of gun I was using to shoot this. So this is the gun I've used. This is an FLG5. This is a De Vilvis spray gun. The Vilvis finish line. I haven't done any drilling or any placements of the drilling guides yet. I've just done some measurements. As you can see, these blue areas or these blue stickers, that is where my measurements are. But let me show you what I've done so far, that way we can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I measured from there, from the end of that footy thing right there, that's 2 inches, and it's the same thing here. Okay, and that's the whole point. You want to go ahead and measure that. And I also measured the distance between here, like half of this thing, to this part, which measures somewhere between. So there it is. So that's the idea. You want to measure from here to here, then here to there. Okay, and then the same thing here. Now everything seems to be in order in the way it should be. This matches this little line right there, that contour line, right? That's what I want. If I'm looking at all the angles, you'll see that that is pretty right there, right on it. And see on this side, you'll see that it looks also identical to the other side, and that's pretty much the whole point. If I'm looking at it this way, you'll see that it's right there. It's pretty damn good. It sticks out just a tad, but that's good, but that's what I want. So you may have your own preferences on how you want the spoiler to be. I got this at eBay, and you know what? They gave me all these things. They didn't give me instructions on how to do it, but that's okay. Okay, so you got the screws, the bolts. Yeah, not the screws, but the bolts, and then you have the guides on how to drill. You see the little hole there? So you'll start off with a small little drill bit, and then work yourself up to the size of the bolt. Which, I don't know what size of bolt this is, but you know what I mean? It's not that big. Alright, here are the drill guides. And I placed some of this masking tape on top of it, so it'll be easier to remove, but you want this thing to hold on when you put it on the car. So let me show you what I have. I put these blue guides, you'll see that? That way I know how far it was this way. But I did measure from here to here again, just to make sure, and everything was aligned and perfectly well. And also there too, okay? Make sure that it wasn't too much that way or too much to the left or to the right, but it matches what I put on those. So everything seems to be in order. These step by step. Now I put the tape on there, secure these drill guides, okay? Now, so there it is. Now you would think, whoa, that's a lot of tape. Well, you know what? It just makes me feel better. It's added insurance that I know that when I start drilling, these things are not going to be moving, and it screws me up again. Okay, because this thing is a custom wing, well, to this car it is, okay? Because it doesn't belong to this car, but I'm going to put it as a custom. These holes, okay, if you look at it, is going to be drilled right here, so you need to make a hole right there. But I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. You don't drill a hole. You do something else. You do something like this. So here's the tool that I'm going to be using to drill that nice perfect circle that the manufacturer has. Like it's a 1 1/4. And as you can see the size of it, it's pretty much the same size as almost the same size as the factory hole. Alright guys, so here it is. I already did one here. And let me show you. Look at that. You can access the bolt now when you made these this kind of thing with using a drill and of course that extension. Okay, so here's the thing. I already did this one right here, and let me show you what I did before I move any further. Is that I used a small bit, right, and then I moved to a larger one and then a bigger one, because look at this one. If you notice, this one has a pretty big size already as it is. Now if you start drilling with this thing is going to move all over the place. You're not going to have that control. So you want to do is you want to start off with a small hole, build it up until you reach this almost the same size. That way it'll be easier for you to make that nice, perfect, not aftermarket, manufacturer hole. Okay, got brain fart right there. Sorry about that. Okay, look at that one. Came out perfect, right on the dot, right? You can access the screw. Look at that one. Perfect, right on the dot. The distance between here, and then of course this one and this one. But instead of me doing that, I actually put my finger like that, and then put my other finger like that. Now, you know what I mean? So that way you can have, you know, you can match up your finger to the other finger. That way you know, okay, perfect, my fingers are aligned, that's where the hole is going to be. That's pretty much another way of doing it. That's a tip. And then after that, you want to measure it just for, you know, to be specific with the math. The thing about safety that I want to really emphasize is make sure you're doing this with some safety equipment, or safety to protect yourself, protect your eyes, and protect your lungs. Okay, you want to consider a vacuum. Okay, get a vacuum, because look at all those little particles, and the particles that fall in here. You want to make sure you vacuum those things out, because you don't want those little pieces of metal getting on the little rubber pieces. So I taken the drill guides off, and I masked the area where I'm going to drill the holes. Okay. And the reason why I masked it is because sometimes, you know, you can get into accidents and you may scratch the paint. But right, guys, the holes are in. There it is. Coolness. So here's what I wanted to emphasize in this section is that I used a starter drill, but I continued using that first bit, this one, and then work my way up and use this one to smooth out the drilling holes. As you'll notice, the holes are nice and smooth, and then that's what you want to have. And this is what it's supposed to look like, right? You're not supposed to screw it in. The point that I wanted to make here is that the bolt is screwed on to the spoiler. Alright, so here it is. The screws are bolted in. Okay, all 4 of them, right? I put on this silicone stuff. This is what you need because you don't want water going in through there. The silicone goes around the bolt. Okay, so make sure you get one of these silicone things or something that protects it from the water going in. Alright, that's it.